everyone. So I was not at all planning on filming a video today, but you know what? I just got inspired. I've been making vision boards for probably the past like 3 or 4 years. I started in college as a way to like give me something to focus on at the beginning of every semester. And now I like to do it at the beginning of every year. So today we are making my 2021 vision board and we're doing it together. Vision boards are helpful because they're a visual reminder of whatever you want it to remind yourself of. It can be reminding you of good feelings, reminding you of things you need to do, reminding you of goals you want to accomplish. It can really serve any purpose that you want it to. And for me, I like to use it as a source of inspiration and what I want my life to look like. And it helps me visualize like, okay, these are the things that I want to focus on this year. And it's nice to have it in a visual format instead of just writing it down in my journal. I feel like has been all over YouTube this year, which is funny because it's something that I feel like everybody should do, and I'm glad that everybody's doing it. I have always loved vision boards. I usually use them as like my desktop wallpaper or my phone wallpaper, or like print it out and like put it in my room. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with them. I have my laptop right here. If you see me like looking in this direction, I am going to be going through my Pinterest and getting some images that kind of align with my 2021 goals. The way that I always start with my vision boards is that I write down all of the goals and intentions that I have for whatever time span I'm making the board for. So that's how I started off this year. I have all of my goals written down and I'm gonna use them as kind of the guideline and the template for what pictures I'm gonna be choosing and the text that I'll be using on the vision board. If you would like to see more about my goals, then you can watch my last video because I did a full run through of all of my goals, and I think I have something ridiculous like 23 goals for 2021, which is really over the top, but like they're all like very achievable goals, and it's nice to just have an excuse to measure your progress on something, even if it's something small like walking outside every week. It's honestly kind of vulnerable for me to be doing this because this is usually something that's like private and I don't really share it with anybody, but I figured that it would be beneficial to share my process of how I do this and also the finished product to hopefully inspire you all to make your own vision board. I will take you guys with me while I go through Pinterest and then also while I actually put the board together, which I'm going to be using Canva for. That is like my go-to online graphic creator. Let's just get on with the video. So my home screen, my Pinterest like home screen that automatically comes up is always really good at just knowing what I need. So I'm actually gonna save a bunch of these to my 2021 board. And I also like to save just some nice designs, like not necessarily things that have meaning, but just things that look nice to kind of complement everything else, because you don't want it to be too busy. At least I don't usually like it to be too busy. Ugh, I wish I was traveling because this picture would be so cool.
It's 2:12.
That's my computer. But alas, I will be doing very minimal traveling in 2021. Okay, let's see what else I need. Watercolor painting. It's also good to go with things that have kind of a similar color scheme, similar vibe, things that like match your, like I like a lot of greens, a lot of tans, browns, like natural kind of colors like that. So that's what I tend to save for my vision boards, just so they look cohesive in the final product. And it's also nice to pick things that are kind of symbols for what you're wanting to do, because like one of my goals is to watch a classic movie every month, but like I just tried searching classic movie on Pinterest and it just came up with a bunch of like really specific movies. So now I'm looking for old movie theater, and these are a lot better options. And I also like to save like a few pictures at a time for each thing, so then I can kind of switch things out and pick the thing that will look, pick the picture that will look the best like with everything else. One of my goals is to go to 5 new places, and that can just be like a town. And so I'm just searching for states that are near me to give me some inspiration of where I might like to go. I love Portland, Maine, so I'm definitely gonna put that on there. Oh, it's another picture of Portland. That one's cool. Usually with this part of the travel part of my vision board, I would be picking pictures of places that I'm planning on going to. And obviously that's not happening, so I'm just looking for nice pictures of places near me to make me happy about not going anywhere this year. Okay, now let's move on to life goals. So savings, money, dollar bills. I feel like it's kind of flashy to just put a straight up dollar bill on your vision board. So maybe I won't do that. Well, this one's kind of cool. And other things where it's just like you really can't find a picture of, like one of my goals is to find a therapist. That one is kind of hard to find a picture of, so I'll probably just like put a word that will remind me of that goal. Same with Invisalign, like I don't want pictures of other people's teeth. I feel like sometimes Pinterest is so spot on for quotes, and other times it is just like, why is my camera having such a hard time focusing? Like lately it's just been so bad. But sometimes Pinterest quotes are like so perfect, but other times it's like, these are just so tacky. Some of these have like major Tumblr vibes. Was anybody else on Tumblr in like 2010? That was a wild ride, guys. Like what were we doing on there? Sometimes I scroll through my old Tumblr and it's just freaking hilarious. My word of the year is release. So I want to see if they have any pretty versions of the word release. I might just write it in normal text. I find that adding aesthetic to the end of any search on Pinterest really helps your results. Okay, I think I'm done looking for pictures. So let's go to my 2021 board. I have 54 pins on the board. So let's do a little scroll of like the overview. So this is what it's looking like. And we're gonna narrow it down to only the best and put it together. So I think I will just go through and download the ones that I'm definitely going to use. Once I've done that, I'll come back on and then we'll start actually putting it together. All right, I'm back. So I've now saved all of the pictures to my desktop and my desktop looks a little crazy. Let's get on Canva and see what they have for templates for vision boards. I know, yeah, so a lot of them have very few spots for for pictures to actually be put in the templates. So what I think I'm gonna do is make a design that's the size of a desktop background. Desktop wallpaper, here we go. So now I'm going to click and drag all of my, look at all of them. All of my pictures into Canva. So now we've got everything in Canva and it starts down here, I believe. You can see I've edited my thumbnails in Canva. Yeah, that's where I make all of my thumbnails, is in here. So So I'm gonna just start with the pictures that I know I want to include, and those can kind of serve as like my anchors for the rest of it. And I'm trying to go with a warm tone tan. Also, I'm sorry. This lighting, oh my god. The sun's like starting to set. I'll move forward a little. So I'm gonna try to go for like a warm tone, like warm, cozy feeling for most of them, but some pictures are just like really cool and moody and cool toned, and I'm gonna have to put them in. So let's see what we got. And they're not gonna be in any particular order. They're just all gonna be thrown on here. And I'll like fix all of the spaces after a while. Actually, I'm not sure about that one. All right, so we're definitely starting off a little rough. It looks pretty messy, but we're gonna make it look really good. So I think I have all of the pictures that I want to use for sure on here. And so now it's just a question of arranging them in a way that looks nice, in a way that you can see everything, but it's also not too visually overwhelming. Like, you don't want everything to be like super small where you can't see anything. So first I'm going to arrange everything, crop things, resize things, and then once I'm done with that, then we'll go in with the text and like different things that I also want to add on top of it. So here we go. Okay, so it is a few hours later and I think I'm done. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I feel like I love the colors of it, and I feel like it's decently cohesive. It's probably not my best work. Like some of it's a little bit disjointed because we've got some bright whites in there, we've got some darks in there, but whatever, it looks good. And I feel like it just represents like what I want my year to look like. So some of the themes that you'll definitely see in here are film photography, reading and books, pretty scenery, places that I want to go, and then just like reminders for myself. So there's some nice quotes about a lot of like self-love theme quotes, because that's definitely something that I'm working on for 2021. And then we've also got some reminders about watercoloring, about watching old movies, drinking water, doing yoga, walking outside, and then also just pictures that give me a good feeling, like a cozy, nice feeling, like the one of the bed. That I just love because the colors just represent like what I want my space to look and feel like. And then also pictures that just bring me peace and tranquility, because that's what I want to feel when I look at this. And also I want to feel peace, but I also want to feel like, okay, this is achievable. I'm going to work towards things and get them done. So another one of my tips is that, I think I talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's hard to find pictures for some very abstract concepts. So what I like to do when that happens is just like write a little bit of text and make it small, but big enough to the point where you can see it and be reminded. So like practicing languages, that's not really, you can't really get a picture of that. So I just wrote languages in therapy and blog and be flexible and Invisalign because I'm why can I not speak? And Invisalign because I'm definitely getting Invisalign this year. And then also at the top, you can see the big release. And that is my word of the year, because I need to do a better job. And I definitely started this process in 2020 because out of necessity. And I need to do a better job of releasing things that don't serve me. So I'm an Enneagram type 4. And it's funny because this was like what I picked out as my word of the year. Let me bring it up. And this account that I follow about Enneagram types said that type 4's word for 2021 should be release, and she had this beautiful explanation. Okay, so this is from @Christina_Wilcox. I love following her. She has like such beautiful graphics and she's really eloquent with her words, so I love following her. But so she made this post. It's called A Word of the Year for each Enneagram type. So I'm going over to type 4, and the word is release. Release your desire for significance and find meaning with what is present in front of you. And that just could not be more resonant for me this year. So I love that. And I'm really gonna try to embody that throughout the year, and also release emotions and feelings that aren't serving me in the present moment, because I have a tendency to just like worry before something happens, or like an event or something. Worrying does not accomplish anything. It really just messes with your brain. So someone that I was watching the other day said something like, oh, it was Nana Florence. On her podcast, she said something like, worrying gets you nowhere. It's like what is it? It's like worrying is like a rocking chair. I need to look it up. Found it. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. And I think that that needs to be like rubber stamped on my forehead so that I don't forget that, because I am like the biggest worrywart and it really doesn't serve me in any way. So I need to just release that, release the need to do that. And I'm going to. This year, I'm gonna do it. And it's gonna be a lifelong habit that I stick with. So other things I have on here, my passion planner, so that I can stick with that. I have just like a pretty photography bag picture. We have birth chart writing, a picture of me doing film photography, and just pictures that make me feel good. And that's what you should put on your vision board. Okay, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but I hope that it was informative for you. And if you have any questions about making vision boards, please leave them in the comments. I read every single comment and I would love to help you and just talk about vision boards because it's something that I'm really passionate about. Making vision boards has increased my quality of life so much, so I can't recommend doing it enough. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And be sure to like this video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm bad at talking. I think that's it. Peace.